you're always searching for dopamine. No, that's what I find. No matter what you're doing, you'll be searching for it somewhere. So try and find it.
Have you ever tried to break your phone addiction?
It's very hard. Very hard.
Have you ever tried?
We're trying a couple of different things, me and Jillian, because we're sitting in bed at night and it's got to that point where we're just scrolling, we're showing each other TikToks, and I was like, this is fucking sad. I was like, let's make a rule where we don't bring our phones into the bedroom. And it's not that it's hard, it's just like you find the urge to do something. And it's all routine, mate. That's really what it comes down to. To see what your diet side of things. I don't need to eat something after I've had my dinner. I'm physically not hungry. But see, because I've trained my body to continue to reach for whatever's in the fridge.
It's habit more than actually
a biscuit or whatever. And see, I've said to myself, like, you go into a cut and you go, right, okay, I'm restricting my calories, so I'll cut out the additional snacks at night or whatever it is. And the cutting out is not that I'm hungry, it's just the routine that reaching for that. And I'm like, oh, what is this weird feeling? And you're like, oh my God. And I'm holding 4 baby bells. Like, I don't fucking need these.
See, I don't eat any less frequently when I'm dieting. I just eat like less calorie food. That's why you see the massive cucumber in there. I honestly can't go an hour without putting some in my mouth.
An hour?
Nah, I don't think I can. See, in between, like, I'll talk to like 4 clients and then I'll just go pick something up and it'll be anything. And then I'll make hot chocolate, then I'll make a decaf coffee, then I'll nearly piss myself.
Have you read Atomic Habits?
So you've trained your body that way. So your body's like looking for it, like you're like a smoker.
No hungry, it's just
needs to.
That's when people say listen to your body. Well, your body fucking probably telling you to do something that probably shouldn't. It's just because you've told it to do it for that long.
And by the way, you just went for like, that's where you seen the cucumber and then you followed that up with saying, I need to put something in my mouth.
I know, I was thinking that.
Aye, and then I stick
as long as it's your ass.
No, it goes in my mouth after, Marsh.
I love that, man.
Routine's interesting because it does, like, it's hard to change.
I'm realising I think everything I do, I'm searching for dopamine. I think when I post on social media, I sit and refresh. I think the reason I do quite well on social media is because I'm driven so much by the dopamine.
I'm the same.
So even when I'm making the content, I wanted to do better so I can sit and get the dopamine hit after.
Yeah.
I think it's a realisation I'm having recently that that's why I struggle with saving the money as well. Because there's no dopamine in having more money in your account, like sitting there. But there's dopamine in spending it.
Aye, absolutely.
And I'm not even like a shopaholic, like you said. I'm not materialistic at all, but I'll even buy more in Lidl, like wee tiny things, and that all amounts up.
Yeah, I don't know if it probably is tied to the dopamine hit, but I honestly think it's just your routine of you're regularly doing that. Because I think the hardest thing with us being on social media is we're constantly on our phones and we're constantly looking at the likes, the stats and all that sort of stuff. And you're in that routine of checking all the time. And I find myself, like, I swipe away from Instagram to do, I don't know, something else on another app. And I find myself going back to Instagram and checking the same post. And I'm like, what the fuck why am I doing here? You never had that brain fart where you're on your phone and you're looking at it. You're like, right, I need to do this. Or maybe I'm replying to a client. And then I swipe up and I go to Instagram and I'm like, how the fuck?
I live my full day like this, mate. Yeah. This isn't just like do you ever have this? I was like, this is my full day.
No, I know.
Forgetting what I'm meant to be doing and then refreshing my last post.
Yeah.
So, see, this is what I see in the morning, like right now. I'll delete Instagram just before I go to bed. And I'll only download it when I feel like my brain's refreshed and no like want to go on Instagram for that wee hit. Because you feel that wee hit. You're like, if I go on Instagram right now, there'll be a couple extra comments, a couple extra messages that I can reply to, and you'll go, right, if I go on right now, I'll get that. So if you set your brain like, look, get yourself an hour, and then it goes away, and then you go on Instagram and you don't get the same hit because you're not searching for it. Do you know what I mean?
I never get to any of these stages.
Oh, you should. So wake up in the morning and don't go on Instagram until like 10 in the morning.
I go on Instagram within about 15 seconds of waking up.
Don't. Terrible idea.
No, I know it's terrible.
It's really bad. It's actually really bad for your brain.
I'm well aware. There's a few things I need to stop doing. I need to stop because I'll be on Instagram within 15 seconds and then I'll have a coffee within about 4 minutes of waking up.
That's been the hardest thing that I've changed, not having coffee.
And by the way, I wasn't as bad as this like a year ago. I've just really fucking let myself go.
That's because you've been working a lot though.
Yeah.
That's because you've been putting your focus onto other things. You need to start putting your focus on yourself.
But
Thanks.
you check your phone once and you're like, it's all right. And you check it again, and you check it again. Before you know it, you've got a habit built around checking it first thing you wake up.
I had Oppo on my phone for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him to do.
And I paid for it as well. But now all my brain does is as soon as I wake up, I give myself a break instantly. Instantly. Mate,
That's what I would do. I think these apps are, see if you're genuinely addicted to your phone, I think they're fucking pointless.
They don't do it, but you can get one. Like, I think I can make Oppo make it so I actually can't go on it. Like, I can't even give myself a break or anything. But there was a guy, when I made all those the stop and drinking videos, and there was a guy called the Sober Coach that followed me, right? And I think he's massive. Like, he's got like 500,000 followers or whatever. And I think he's well known in America of like getting people to stop drinking. And he found all of these posts that I'd done, and he started calling me on Instagram. And I was just on the phone in the garage I was in Australia to this American like sober coach, and he was like in a hotel room. He'd been paid like fucking whatever, like 20 grand to go sort out this alcoholic. Like, the whole family had paid for him like an intervention, so he gets flown around the country as like a last chance saloon.
A fucking whore.
This is like your last chance. We've paid for this big dog sober coach to come in, and he like maybe spends a week. It's more like a retreat or something that he does. But he was on the phone to me, mate. Everything he was saying was so interesting, but I had to call him back 4 times because Opal kept on giving me a break. I'm like, sorry mate, my app's just.
That's what I was going to say. What happens in an emergency? If you've got it locked for a set amount of time.
And that's all I needed to hear to not do it, James.
That is an issue though.
But it's the simple way you break it, because you think, what are you saying to your client, right? What are you saying to your client who constantly snacks? It's like, okay, what is it you're doing? Oh, I have a whole bag of Doritos, right? It's not saying you can't have it. It's putting a barrier in place, so you just need to drive to the shops to have it. So with your phone in the morning, put it in the hole.
I know, but driving to the shops
your
is so
dad-
much harder than just clicking 3 times to give myself a break.
I'm not saying like the barrier with that obviously doesn't work for you, but put it in the hole, put it in the next room.
I need to get one of those wee boxes.
You lock your phone at.
I'm going to get one of them. Because I was class, my screen time was 90 minutes a day when I was in Australia. For the
What
first.
are your screen times? Let's have a look. Let's compare.
No, don't do that.
No, come on, let's do it. Get it.
Mine's
Let's
is
hear
probably
it.
more than yours, mate, by the sounds of it.
Screen time.
90 minutes? What?
Because we edit on our phones as well.
That's true.
Where'd you find it? Screen time settings?
Just type in screen time, aye.
No, I don't really want to do that. Mine's won't be that.
Daily average. What is it?
Well, it's saying 3 hours 37 for just now, but that's because it's counting today. That's like my weekly average for this week, so it's higher.
That's not that much.
Yeah, but it's because it's counting today, so that's bringing it down.
Oh, so's mine.
Mine's just 5 hours and 45 minutes, mate.
Mine's is 4 hours and 9, but that Wednesday I was 7 hours and 4.
And yous were giving me advice. Get it right round yous. I'm the fuck.